All right, welcome in here on this Thursday to some Detroit sports talk on the Fifth chapter. You see all the guys here from going clockwise. There's Raj, got that Wings hat. Then if we continue down, Pete out in Penn State, he's going to have the pick 'em, and there is from going clockwise. Adrian Myers. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. I don't know what was going on there. Probably Rob trying some different things. How you guys doing?
Great.
I'm good.
Good.
What are you looking forward to the playoffs? Looking forward to anything else? What do you got?
I'm looking forward to this Golden State Milwaukee game tonight. It should be a good one.
Golden State Milwaukee. There you go. Clay's back. I know you're excited about that. So we'll check that out. Let's take a look at our book. We always have 5 chapters for you. They're brought to you by our title sponsor, and that is cashtobitcoin.com. Just like all these guys out there, you are just like them. You want to know about the cryptocurrency game. And now I'm here to tell you how to do it. You go to cashtobitcoin.com. Lots to be excited about in sports, lots to be excited about in the crypto world. That's where cashtobitcoin.com comes in. They're one of the fastest and largest growing crypto ATMs in Michigan. They have hundreds of locations in Michigan and beyond. So check out a map to find a crypto ATM near you. It's at cashtobitcoin.com on Twitter. That's cash, the number 2, bitcoin.com. Their ATMs and terminals offer safe and secure transactions. So get it going and check it out. That is cashtobitcoin.com.
All right, let's head into chapter 1. We got a big announcement on the show, Dennis.
Big announcement. Good news and bad news. The good news is we're going to be here today. There it is. And we're going to be here on Tuesday. The bad news is that, like Michigan basketball against Michigan State and Purdue, we're postponing the show. That's to reset ourselves, maybe get a reboot here. You know, I've been doing this show for over a year and a half. And, you know, Pete's come on. We've got Adrian has come on and Rob here recently. Raj has been a part of it. It's been a lot of fun here. But, you know, at some point you want to put it all together and try to make it profitable and, you know, really compete with the best that are out there and, you know, taking a little time out to reassess and look at it. That's going to be the plan. So I'll tell you, on Tuesday, we'll have an opportunity to go around. Everybody can tell what they're doing, what their plans are here for the immediate future, and where you can find them, like whether it's on Twitter, whether YouTube or whatever else. And so we'll have that coming up on Tuesday. So, you know, guys, do we have a highlight or a low light if we go around the room? I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have a low light, but you know, my highlight just coming on and being able to do this. You know, it was during the pandemic, which, you know, unfortunately is still going on, and that was always the thing, man. Get something to do to get us through the pandemic. I think that's the low light, because I remember when it first started that it was like, you know what, we get to this was last year. When we get to 2021, man, we'll be able to get out at a bar or restaurant. This thing will kind of take off. We'll have a lot of fun. We'll get to meet people that are, you know, with the feedback, be in the area, and we'll really get it going. Here we are in 2022, and I can't tell you right now if somebody said, you know, hey, here's $1,000 for every show for all of you to come on out to our restaurant, I'd have to decline. So that's the low light, but the highlight, you know, obviously just been on here being able to throw it around and talk.
Yeah, I gotta say, obviously been here for about a semester's worth, and it's been such a great experience. Just getting, you know, I know some of you guys have been, you know, a little bit of work in this sort of thing before. This was fairly new for me, and I gotta say, like, the best was maybe 2-3 weeks into, you know, actually coming on the show and talking, when I noticed that I would come on and talk and my heartbeat wouldn't raise up 3 times, and I could actually just kind of talk and feel normal and not super, you know, like panicky inside my head trying to like get out what I was trying to say. I say a few weeks into this is kind of when that happened, and that was kind of a nice moment for me.
Yeah, Pete, I was scared the first show. You know, I was like, you're gonna come on, we'll just do the show, and I'm like, you know, I'll carry Pete. You know, that'll be no problem. And I got on here, and I'm like, oh no, Pete's not gonna be able to put together a sentence. And now, you know, you'd be good to go, and everything would be fine. Raj, I've known you before this started, all the way back into Detroit. We've known each other talking for years. So that's going to continue. We're good. It was like more we got to know each other even more on here. So that's good. And Adrian, it's been a few months now here, but very talented broadcaster. Every time somebody talks to me, they're always like, who's that Adrian, man? That Adrian, they're always saying that Adrian. And so it's great to have you. I see great things for you in the future as well.
No, I appreciate that. I mean, Rob, Rob introduced us obviously, so I'm happy to meet you guys, Raj, Pete, Dennis. But it's been one of these things. I've been doing this for a long time, man. I started my YouTube a few years ago, and I figured, hey, man, I want to do this, like get paid to do something you like to do, man. Like talk about sports. That's like the best thing you can possibly do. Who can complain about that job? I mean, everything has its highs and lows, but for the most part, this is a high. And coming on and talking about sports with the guys is a great thing, and I just want to continue to to do that in some form or fashion. I got some things on the way though, so.
Okay, we'll hear more about that on Tuesday. Go ahead, Rob. Oh, the best is yet to come. All right.
Yes, because I mastered everything there is to do in broadcasting, and I mastered all the analytics. So we're going to get better, and it's going to be something that looks like you've never seen before. We're going to another level.
I like it. TC saying reboot like Jim Harbaugh. It's like energy. We're going to have that energy that the assistants had. Hopefully we'll have a broadcast like the Michigan football team had a season this year, and whatever the equivalent is of beating Ohio State and winning the Big Ten, that's what we'll do on the reboot. Here's Beth, who's been around, and we love her contributions here. She liked the show. Hope you guys come back, talk true sports and a bunch of BS that I don't want to hear that have nothing to do with sports. Hope to have you back. Thank you, Beth. It's always great to see you jumping in and adding what you have to say there. So it's good. And again, Tuesday we'll have everybody. They'll tell you, where they're at, what they're doing, and what they've got, on tap. All right. Well, let's get to chapter 2.
Shout out to Beth. Shout out Beth for coming through on every show.
She does. Always giving us good content.
It is wonderful being here.
Actually, let me hit the horn one time for
everybody.
Beth with the horn. Thanks, Jim.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Sorry. I was trying to play it. We're going on a submarine clip. If you want it, it's ready.
Let's hear it.
Dave, you had planned for media for.
Hi
I just
there.
coached the team, and the other thing is, very proud to be here today. Very proud to be with our team and have our team here for everybody to see. But just to let you know, we're going into submarine tomorrow, and you won't see us for a while. You won't hear from us or see us. We're going to be working. We're going to be in a bunker mentality.
There he is. Now we turn the page and get to chapter 2.
All right, going on to chapter 2, we're going to talk about what's ahead for all four Detroit sports.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, now that the Lions are done, it is in a lot of ways over the years, Lions season. You don't have to worry about these games and losing them and everything else. Now it's about the draft, and which everybody loves, talking about the draft. And it's like you never get tired of that. And the Lions have a lot of ammunition and then also free agency. So, the NFL never stops. And, that Lions talk never stops. But, with the Pistons, it's, I don't know, like, Adrian, you still like watching them. It's still about Kate Cunningham. I don't know the rest of the team and maybe making a deal here, but this has not been kind of the season I expected.
Real quick, I just want to talk about what happened today with the Bobo failed physical. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm still a little shaking my head over that situation. They botched the trade offer, avoided it, so it goes back to Denver. So I'm like, at this point, I don't know what they're going to do. If they're going to make another trade or not. The Knicks just traded for Cam Reddish, which was a great pickup because they can get another scorer. But your Pistons need to do something at this point to get Cade some help, because when they lose, they lose. They never keep a game close. They either win or they're getting blown out. So it's not looking good right now. But they are 4-3 in the new year. But we'll see what happens.
That was breaking news to me. I didn't know the Bobo trade didn't go through.
Yeah, he came here. He failed the physical, and the Pistons avoided the trade. So they didn't say like what happened or whatever's going on. But I don't know. It's a weird situation because a former player came out and actually said the Pistons did the same thing to him. So it's getting a little sticky over there. So.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to, Raj, with Detroit sports here coming up in the weeks or months ahead?
I'd say the team that's the most closest out of all the four major Detroit sports teams, it has to be the Wings. They got Eiserman as GM. They just brought in Listrom as the vice president. They got young players. They got Fabry, Nedeljkovic, Raymond, Sider, Larkin. I think out of all the four teams, they're the closest. I mean, they haven't fully got over the hump just yet, but I think they're the closest out of the Tigers, the Lions, and the Pistons. So I think they'll be breaking through first, and everybody else is pretty much in rebuild. The Tigers, the Pistons, the Lions, and I think the Wings are the closest though.
Yeah, I hope the Wings can get us to March and maybe get us a playoff series. That would be awesome. Pete, I know you're looking from afar here at Detroit Sports, so I'm not sure if anything excites you about about our Motor City Sports.
Well, I tell you what, this season, for obvious reasons, I've paid a lot more attention to the Lions than I ever would have. And I am curious to see, as they are definitely one of the bottom teams in the league, how they manage to rebuild, even though I feel like they've kind of been rebuilding for the last decade or so. But if I had to say, I think there's three major things right now that they got to do in order to, head in the right direction. The first thing is they got to hit on all of their draft picks. They got 2 first rounders, which are the most important, but finding those late round gems is also, going to be key. And, kind of flows into the next thing is finding Goff's replacement, whether it's in this year's draft, next year's draft, or whatever it is. He's obviously not the long-term solution for them. So they got to find someone. They need a leader at quarterback. They need a leader on that team. And right now they really don't have anybody. And speaking of leaders, the third thing is they have to trust Campbell. I know he wasn't the greatest coach last year, obviously with the play calling, with whatever, but that's a guy who has heart and that the team will follow him and they want to win for him. So right now he's your best shot with head coach. And I think they need to trust him for at least another season or two and see what he can do.
Yeah, well, another season or two for sure, unless he does something really stupid like Joe Judge or something.
In which case,
you start acting like Joe Judge or something. I was looking at some stuff on Twitter today. Somebody was, talking about the offense and how far they were away. And of course, they do need that quarterback. But you know what? They've with Racidi's Amon-Ra St. Brown with his emergence, with Hawkinson, with the offensive line that they have, and with DeAndre Swift, that offense actually is looking pretty good. You could drop a quarterback in there. Exactly. And if they were out in free agency, I don't know if next year, you go out there, I don't know, Mike Williams from the Chargers. It's not like there's a surefire wide receiver one out there, but, this could be a above average offense. And then you're just ready to get that QB like you talked about. So, there should be a little bit of excitement about the Lions there. And they got a lot of draft picks they can use on defense.
The offense is closer than you think.
I agree. I really just feel as though they're really just a quarterback away. Like you said, the line, the receivers, the tight end. I feel as though they're just a quarterback away, honestly.
Yeah, we need to see what the defense is going to do. And I have to see another year from Okudah to see if he can actually play the game of football. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on with this team. I think they're going to make some good moves in this offseason. Just stockpile good football players. That's all they need to do.
Well, there's DeAndre Swift in the opener last year. That was not a very good start for the Lions. That's for sure. All right. Yeah, Racidi, I want to say hi to you and thanks. Here he is. Racidi has also been a big-time contributor. One of these times, I told him we're this close to getting him on camera and coming on and having him talk about Magic Johnson come to the Pistons, but that fell through. And the reboot, Racidi will make sure that happens. We follow each other on Twitter. My DMs are always open there. So if anybody's out there and wants to get at me, you can. If you saw that email out there a little bit earlier, Rob put the wrong email up there. There's an S that's missing in that Gmail address. So if you're somebody that was watching and wrote that down, it was the wrong one. All right. Are you guys ready to turn the page?
Let's do it.
That gets us to the playoffs. And we've got 7 teams now from each conference in. That's up from one in the previous years. And what it means is that we've got 2 games on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and then we got a Monday night game. And as we look towards the end, I know we go back to the preseason and we had our picks, and then a little bit at midway point, we were also threw some picks out there. But now we're getting ready to hit the 2021 playoffs. Adrian, let's start with you. What are you thinking about the 2 teams that are going to end up being there? I guess as planned right now, it is in LA in their new stadium, unless they move it to Dallas or something.
Yeah, I highly doubt they move it. The NFL has way too much money invested into this thing, and LA is as stubborn as they've been about COVID. I just don't see them costing themselves billions of dollars. But with that being said, with the AFC, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. And from the NFC, I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. This was my preseason pick. So I thought should have been the Super Bowl last year. Had the Packers not blew the game in Green Bay. But I think Aaron Rodgers will finally get back to the Super Bowl for the first time since he beat my Pittsburgh Steelers. And Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs will reign supreme on the AFC again. And if I had to pick who would win the Super Bowl, I'm going to go with the Packers for Aaron Rodgers to get his ring and get out of there and come to Pittsburgh.
Not bad. Let's go up to Raj. Raj, what are you thinking about Super Bowl picks?
Yeah, I got the Packers and I got the Bills. The AFC it was tough with the Chiefs and a couple other teams, but ultimately I think the Bills are going to get over that hump. I think it's going to be them and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. I think the Bills are going to break through, and I think the Packers. I had the Packers winning it all last season, but Brady and those guys, they went up to Lambeau and got it done. But this year, man, I think Rodgers, he really wants that second ring. I think he's going to win the MVP. I feel as though they're the best team in the league. I feel as though he's the best quarterback in the league right now, and I got Green Bay winning it all. Green Bay versus Buffalo in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I could see Buffalo. They had a little dip, but they seem like they're back and ready. Tampa Bay that's sitting out there. If they didn't lose Antonio Brown, I didn't lose Godwin. I could see where you'd feel like maybe the Bucs, but I mean that's too much firepower. And you just start looking at that team. Now that Gronk has to be there like number 2, and Fournette's coming in. I don't know, if he's even close to 100% there. So I'm not feeling the Bucs over there. Pete, you and I both picked Tennessee before the season, yep. And then when Derrick Henry went down, we both thought, well, there goes that pick. But boy, if Derrick Henry would have played in Week 18 and would have had him out there, and he just ran and he looked like Derrick Henry, I'd feel pretty good about, with the bye, having Tennessee and thinking about maybe they could do it. But it's such a big question mark knowing whether or not he's going to be ready to go. He does get to bye, which is, I guess going to help him. But it also feels like, they might be rushing him out there a little bit.
Yeah, I like that, my preseason pick with, Packers, Titans go to the Super Bowl. They're both the number 1 teams in their conference. And I want to stick with that narrative and just, have it all the way through the season. I like the Packers. I know we all do. But the Titans, even with Derrick Henry back, are going to be tough. I don't trust Tannehill to make that playoff push. And, injuries, Julio Jones been super inconsistent. A.J. Brown still coming off that injury. I know he's been back for a few weeks. But I think, Adrian, you had the Chiefs and the Packers. I think that's what I'm looking at, too. As much as I want to take the Titans and, stick with my narrative that it's going to be Rodgers and Brady in the NFC Championship, I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be Rodgers. But I think for the AFC, it's going to be the Chiefs. As much as I wanted it to be the Titans, and my prediction to be correct from preseason, I just don't think Tannehill has it in him.
What about the Steelers?
I think the Steelers are lucky to be here.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys about that because with the new playoff thing and with 7 teams, you look at the bottom teams from each conference, and it's the Steelers and the Eagles, and neither of those teams look like they're deserving of playoff contention. This whole new team, it's 2 teams that don't deserve to be here. Do you guys feel like that it was just a money grab and it's stupid, or does it provide anything good having that additional team?
The Big Ben farewell tour continues.
Yeah, in years past, I would look at the 6th seed and I would feel like that's like, man, I don't know if these teams deserve to be in there. So now you throw other ones in. This is what you're going to get. But I do have to say that, extra football, I'm all right with it. And you know what? The Steelers go out there. I don't think the Eagles or the Steelers are going to play a very competitive game, but it's up to them to go out there and just like make it interesting and get into the fourth quarter. If they're able to do that, of course it's a money grab. But you know what? People like it. People like playoff football. I like playoff football. So every time they come around with another round of expansion, everybody pisses and moans for about a day or two, and then it's like when the playoffs come around, everybody's like, "Let's go!" So of course they're going to keep doing it.
Super wild card weekend. That's what they're calling it now.
I do think the Eagles game is going to be a lot closer than the experts predict because if they can run the football, they can control the clock and keep Brady off the field. Just one thing I know for sure because they led the league in rushing. So I do think that game will be a lot closer. Because they really got Mike Evans. He's the only really healthy receiver on there. But I also not going to count Brady out because he's always clutch when it matters. But
Super Mercedes saying he is not counting out the Steelers. He likes the Steelers to upset the Chiefs. Now you're going. I'll tell you, like of all the teams, like I think it's going to be the Chiefs and the Packers too. I don't want it to be the Rams, and Stafford's been shaky enough where I don't think it's going to be the Rams. We've already been over the Bucs. I'd love to see Dallas or San Francisco in there. I think that would be it would be an awesome story. I don't know if they have that kind of firepower. Although the way Deebo Samuel's going. Maybe they certainly could have something for Dallas. On the AFC side, yeah, the Bills are in there. I'd love to see the Bengals, win a couple games. That would be great.
My only counter to what Rod said about the Bills, I do like the Bills, but I just think they're too reliant on Josh Allen to be a superhuman, and they don't. The problem is they don't have a strong running game. Like I didn't like what the last couple of years. They could have had a chance to get Travis Etienne in the draft last year, which I thought they should have did. And Zach Moss and Singletary just, don't do it for me. But if they happen to come up cuts in the playoffs, then, shout out to them. But I just don't think they're going to be able to run the ball when they need to.
I think this is the year they get over the hump.
You got Josh Allen, anything can happen. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Emmanuel Sanders is coming back. The running game is the question mark, but Josh Allen's kind of the running game, and the gigantic quarterback there. So I could see it. I could also see him to listen to New England.
So I would say if he doesn't show up, then they're screwed because that's their whole offense right there. It all runs right through Josh Allen.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I think you could say that about all the QBs out there. That part, but yeah, I mean, I'm with you. He is their
that
team.
offense runs through Najee Harris.
I think the two teams to beat in the AFC are the Bills and the Chiefs.
There you go. Well, that gets us to chapter 4, and I want to know if Adrian or any of you guys, gambling's legal now, and we've had fantasy football. Have you guys ever participated in any kind of fantasy playoff or any kind of playoff gambling? This is the first year that it's illegal. Go ahead. Let's hear if somebody give us if anybody's done it.
I have not done postseason fantasy football, but I will be betting this year for sure. I was just talking to my best friend about this today. So he's a real big gambler. So he's talking me into doing it. So I think he's talking me into betting all the games this weekend. So I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is, and hopefully I come out on top. But we all know how it goes. So.
Well, if you want, Raciti's taking bets, so you can go ahead, get your bets in with Raciti. You guys gambling at all on any of this coming up or in the past?
I mean, in the past, yeah, over this season, and I've done fantasy for a while. Never like the postseason stuff, but actually this year, 2 of my 3 leagues I actually won, so that was nice. But as far as the postseason stuff, I don't know.
Yeah, I've never done the fantasy postseason stuff, but I'm definitely gonna be putting some parlays in on this weekend's games. Last year I put $100 on the Packers to win it all. They didn't do it, so I lost that bet. But I'm gonna do that bet probably again this year and put a bunch of parlays in. So
100 on the Packers. I've done across the board some daily fantasies. I've done drafts in the postseason. I've also done where you just submit a team. I had one where there was just 6 teams on each side. You had to pick just one player, one position from each team, which ended up being a good fantasy type postseason thing. But now that there's 7 teams, I don't know how they would do that. I'm in one now where the guy, he's giving you boxes where you can only take one player or 2 players from each box all the way through. And it's come out, and here's my work for it right now. It's got a little scratchy there, but the tough part is that you need your teams to advance, and the Packers, the most they can play is 3 games because they get the bye, so everybody's going to be loading up on the Chiefs. So, but postseason fantasy is pretty fun. But now that you can just gamble it straight up, maybe you don't need any of that. So I hear you. Good luck to everybody. Which now gets us to Pete and the pick'ems.
Final pick'em.
And we are ready to go. Let's see. Do we have the updated standings with me up on the top? I think Adrian's up there, actually. Let's see.
I snuck up ahead of you guys.
You did. 1 game up.
1 game.
Do it.
Hold on. So who's who there?
I'm the Penn State logo. Dennis is the 5th chapter thing, and then that's Adrian's Twitter photo.
Okay.
What are you doing there, Adrian? Standing next to a window. What do we got there?
I was in Miami Beach, so I thought I looked cool by the window taking that picture.
Is that on Ocean Drive?
No, it was off Biscayne.
Got you.
Yeah, Raj, I'm sorry I would have included you, but you joined the new pick'em segment like a couple weeks behind, so the numbers would be a little bit off.
Yeah, I started off on the Tuesday show, then I slid over to Thursday. So
no worries.
That'll be part of the reboot.
Exactly.
To make sure we have your numbers
on the podium. All right.
With that, let's get to it.
Let's get into it. We got Super Wildcard Weekend. Normally we do 5 games, but there's only 6 games going, so I figure we'll knock them all out real quick. So first off, we got Raiders at the Bengals. Bengals got -5. Raj, why don't you take this one first?
I like the Bengals in this game. I like the Raiders to cover those 5 points, but I like the Bengals to get the win here. Give me the Bengals, but give me the Raiders to cover.
What do you got, Adrian?
This is the game where I've been contemplating Joe Burrow and Cincinnati's offense. I'm going to take Joey B and Jamar Chase to go throw the ball deep, long offense. Bengals win by a touchdown.
Dennis?
I'll tell you what, I heard something today. Listen to some guys breaking down the playoffs, and the guy was saying, look at the road teams last year. Tampa Bay was one in the NFC Championship game. You go through there, I think out of the, I don't know, was there 10, 12 games? Half of them had the road teams winning. So taking the dogs and the way the Raiders can get after the quarterback, it sure seems like it's going to be a silver and black day. I'm going to take the Raiders outright.
I'm rolling with the Raiders too. I don't know about outright, but I'm taking them at least to cover the points. This game I could see being a blowout, but either way. So I think this one's tough though, but I'm going to roll with the Raiders and the points.
It's been a long time since the Bengals have won a playoff game.
It has
even before the Lions. Woo!
All right, following that, we got the Patriots and the Bills' 3rd matchup this season. Of course, Patriots got the one with the win. That was a bit iffy. Bills came back and beat them next time. The Bills are holding -4. Let's go to Adrian to start off.
All right, now we all know Buffalo's looking good heading to the playoffs. Back-to-back division champs. I think the Patriots keep this one tight. Bill Belichick just knows how to perform in the playoffs. Give me the Bills.
We got Raj.
I picked the Bills to get to the Super Bowl, so give me the Bills and the points in this game.
There you go. Dennis.
Well, you got to give up 4 points. And again, the road teams here, if it looks so close, I mean, you can win it outright. I like the Patriots. I'm going to take those 4 points. I could see the Bills winning this one, and I hope for Raj's sake they do it, but I'm going to take the Pats +4.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Mac Jones coming into the playoffs right now. Obviously, Belichick's a great coach, but I'm taking the Bills. I'm taking the points on this one.
And a rookie quarterback has never reached the Super Bowl.
I see Chapman in the comments saying take the over on the Raiders game.
No,
I agree with
I heard it. I heard it's supposed to be like some kind of storm heading into Cincinnati, so I might halt myself on the under, on the over on that game.
Ooh, we're talking
Keep
like
an eye on the
snowstorm.
weather report, Chapman.
That might sway it a little bit. All right, next game we got Eagles. We got Tampa Bay. This one could get ugly. Tampa Bay is -9.5. Dennis, you can start this one off.
Yeah, you know what? Who was it? Adrian saying that the Eagles could run the ball and what Jalen Hurts is able to do here. And, if the Pats had, their full complement of players and everybody looked 100%, I'd easily lay the 9.5, 10 points, but they don't. I like the Eagles to keep it close. I think the Bucks win, but I don't know. I'm not laying a big fat 9.5. That's too big of a number. Give me the Eagles.
Let's go to Raj.
The Bucks already beat the Eagles in Philly earlier this season. The Eagles, that's good that they snuck into the playoffs, but I don't think they're just there yet. Brady's the GOAT. Give me Tampa in the points.
Adrian?
Hey, like I said, and I'm going to stick to it. I think this game is going to be a lot closer than the experts think. Philly can run the ball. I'm actually a big Jalen Hurts fan. I like what Nick Sirianni's doing over there in Philadelphia. 3 first-round picks coming up in this year's draft, but give me the Eagles to add in the covered in points.
Raj, I'm rolling with you on this one. It's Brady in the playoffs. I don't know how the Eagles even got here in the first place. I'm taking the points.
Fly, Eagles, fly. What about Rob?
Go Eagles. Go Eagles.
See, it's Eagles. All right. What's up next?
4 Niners, Cowboys. I like the Niners as a bit of a dark horse in this one. It's Dallas -3. Adrian, why don't you take it?
I'm just like Stephen A. Smith. Every chance I get to hate on the Cowboys, and I love it. So this San Francisco team is a team you do not want to see right now. They're playing some of the best football in the league right now. They're physical. They punch you in the mouth with Elijah Mitchell and Deebo Samuel. Jimmy G makes clutch plays when he needs to, as long as he's on the field. Dallas is overrated. Defense will be overrated. They like I said earlier in the season, they won all their games against bad teams. So give me San Fran to go in there and Jerry World and knock the Cowboys off.
Let's go to Dennis for the next pick.
Yeah, I would throw George Kittle. All of what you're saying there. Deebo Samuel is like one of the hottest players in the NFL right now, and you're getting points. And San Francisco, the way they can run the ball, I like the Niners outright. I'm going to be selecting them on the money line. San Fran all the way in this one.
Yeah, I don't trust Jimmy G. He's just a game manager. Dallas has a very good defense. I think Michael Parsons and those boys are going to get after Jimmy G. Dallas, give me Dallas in the points in this game. I don't trust Jimmy G. Dallas is the better team in my opinion. Give me Dallas in the points.
Chapman's in the typing in the chat saying we have to roll with Micah Parsons and the Cowboys. I can't do that. I'm sorry. The Cowboys are not a playoff team. They always struggle. Like I said, the 49ers, they're kind of a dark horse team. I like them. Deebo Samuel's been fantastic. I know Garoppolo is not that guy, but he's been in the postseason before. He can win those games. Give me the 49ers for this one.
All right.
Game
What's
number
next?
5
Oh, hey,
is another ugly one. It's Pittsburgh and Kansas City. Adrian, I'm letting you start this one off. -12.5 Kansas City.
I just picked the Chiefs to make the Super Bowl. So the question is whether this game is going to be closer. They played 3 weeks ago. I mean, maybe I'm saying this with my heart, but I'm going to take the Chiefs, but the Steelers are going to cover this game. 12.5 points is a lot of points, especially in a playoff game.
Raj, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Adrian. 12.5 points is a lot in the playoffs. I think Big Ben they snuck into the playoffs. This is his farewell tour. He has a little bit of magic going on right now. I think Pittsburgh covers, but give me Kansas City to win.
What are you thinking, Dennis?
Well, I think that's the play. They did destroy them the last time they played them. They would have covered 25 points. But you know what? Edwards, Allaire, Darrell Williams, we don't even know. They might be running Gore as their number one back there. And I don't know what's wrong with Tyreek Hill, if it's a shoulder or if it's a toe. I think it's a toe on him too. So I think you don't have a 100% Chiefs team. They don't need to be 100% to beat the Steelers, but I'll take the 12.5. I think it'll be a single-digit win, something like 27-20, Kansas City. Give me the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm trusting Coach T on this one. Keep it within 12.5. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to win this game. It'd be cool if they did, but I think they'll at least keep it within the 12.5 points. So, and then final game, Arizona and the Rams. 1-1 in the regular season. These two teams. Rams are -4. We're going to go to Raj to start this one off.
I think Matthew Stafford gets his first playoff win. Finally, what is it? 12, 13 years in the making. I think Stafford finally gets over the hump, gets that first playoff win. Give me the Rams.
Dennis, what do you got?
I'm going to go to Rob for the selection here. Rob, you like the Rams or like the Cards?
Well, actually, Cardinals, man. I hate Matt Stafford. He's garbage.
Fair enough. I think a lot of Detroit. This is the game. It's going to be a Monday night. See if Matt Stafford. People are going to be out teary-eyed. Yeah, I like. The Cardinals beat him before. But man, that last game, I watched him like Aaron Donald looked like he was grabbing Kyler Murray and made him look like he was in kindergarten. And it made him look shorter than he was. I think the Rams are going to win this one. I think the Rams are going to take on the Packers in the NFC Championship game. So, and I'm going to lay the points in this one. So, give me the Rams.
All right, Adrian.
I'm going back and forth with this game, but I thought about the Cardinals' late season collapses the last couple of years. I know they got in, but they haven't been playing good football. There'll be no DeAndre Hopkins. As you know, Kyler Murray struggles to throw the football to other receivers. The Rams got a sour taste in their mouth from blowing that game against San Fran last week. Matt Stafford, like Raj said, will get his first playoff victory, and all of Detroit will hate him even more. But give me the Rams straight up.
Did you say there's Hopkins is not playing?
True, yeah, that's right. He's out.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, I had the Rams, but that really just secured it a little bit more. Yeah, give me the Rams. Give me the points for this final game.
Speaking of finals, we will have our final show as we postpone the 5th chapter on Tuesday. So, Adrian, tell everybody good night.
Hey, everybody, make sure you enjoy this wild card weekend and this great sports weekend. Have a great night.